There are three major series of butterfly valves in the Demco line. First, the popular NE series in 4-body configurations, available from 2 inches through 12 inches in wafer and lug body styles. Notched bodies are available to comply with metric flange dimensions. The standard NE valve in wafer or lug body provides full 2-inch clearance above the valve top to permit insulation of the piping in extreme temperature surfaces. The short-necked NES valve is offered in a wafer body and a variety of materials, including ductile iron, bronze, steel, and aluminum. The NEN series, also short-necked, is designed with a notched wafer body to accept lightweight or standard flanges. The larger NF series of butterfly valves range in size from 14 through 24 inches. They come in wafer and lug through the 20-inch sizes and wafer and flanged in the 24-inch size. These valves are designed for the higher stresses encountered in larger piping systems. You will note the 2 drilled locating lugs at the top and bottom of the body to ensure positive centering between the flanges. Bronze bushings on both stems are the major design difference between this series and the NE series. Demco also makes 30 and 36-inch butterfly valves. Demco butterfly valves have a number of outstanding and exclusive design features. Among them is the patented dry stem design. The stem hole on the disc is surrounded by this annular raised land. This land presses into the seat flat at every angular position of the disc. In the closed position, the resilient seat presses back with a higher specific force than the line pressure to prevent any leaks whatsoever. The stem journal in the 2 through 12-inch valves is permanently lubricated at the factory. O-rings here and here prevent loss of lubricant. In the larger valves above 12 inches, bronze bushings are used to reduce journal friction. The seat is constructed by bonding a resilient elastomer to a rigid plastic backup ring. In the closed position, the disc rim and stem seal lands form an uninterrupted line of sealing contact with the resilient seat to assure drop-tight sealing at full rated shut-off pressure. The inside surface of the seat is actually wider than the valve body, so when the valve is bolted between the flanges, this projecting rubber is compressed against both flanges to form a pressure-responsive seal. These 2 concentric ribs projecting beyond the body, near the outside edge of the seat face, provide the flange seals against slip-on flanges. This eliminates the need for flange gaskets. Demco's low-profile disc is designed to allow the greatest area of fluid flow with a minimum amount of turbulence and pressure drop. Another Demco exclusive is the disc drive design. The end of the upper stem is squared to engage a broach square hole in the disc. This permits the disc to float on the upper and lower stems, float to a perfect center in the valve seat. Demco butterfly valves are available with a variety of manual handles. The lever lock, which engages this tooth throttle plate at 10 different positions. A 2-position lever lock is also available for valves used in full open or full closed applications only. Just push down on the handle and you can easily open or close the valve. The throttling handle adjusts at any position and is set by a lock nut. With the addition of 4 parts, it can be converted to memory stop, which permits constant return to a preset open position each time the valve is operated. Also available is a square nut for T-handle or wrench operation with stops at the open and closed positions. Demco's gear operators come in a choice of crank, shown here, and hand wheel, chain wheel, or square nut operators. Self-locking set screws accurately stop the gear at open and closed positions. The open stop screw can be replaced by an infinitely adjustable memory stop screw for balanced return to a preset open position. Maintenance is minimal. The gearing itself is permanently lubricated at the factory and housed in a rigid cast case with a steel cover. Demco also offers a choice of automatic actuators, electric actuators, diaphragm actuators, and cylinder actuators, along with various mounting assemblies and accessories. Each Demco actuator system is custom assembled for the particular application, so there are literally thousands of possible combinations available. The body of all Demco butterfly valves is of a one-piece ribbed construction, which combines strength with light weight. In every valve design, all parts are basically the same. Disassembly for repair or replacement of parts is simple and fast. No special tools or fixtures are required. The only parts subject to wear are the rubber seat and O-ring seals. To replace these parts, just follow this simple procedure. Begin by removing the handle or gear operator by loosening the nuts or screws under the flange at the top of the valve. Then remove the handle or gear operator. In doing this, the upper stem will be withdrawn from the valve at the same time. Now, remove the top O-ring and inspect for any damage. Next, drive out the lower stem spring pin to allow the removal of the lower stem. This groove in the lower stem is provided to allow the stem to be easily pried out with an ordinary screwdriver. Now push the disc out of the seat. Removal or installation of disc should always be done by hand to avoid damaging the critical sealing edges of the disc. The seat can now be tapped out of the valve body with a soft mallet. After the seat is removed, inspect the two O-rings that are installed in a counterbore at each stem hole on the outside of the seat. If damaged, they should be replaced at the time you install the new seat. With the valve completely disassembled, any seat that is damaged or excessively worn can easily be replaced during reassembly, as we will now demonstrate. The first step is to install the seat. Begin by applying a thin film of general-purpose lubricant to the inside of the body seat bore. Next, lubricate the two stem O-rings and insert them back into the counterbore at each stem hole on the back side of the seat. Align the seat stem holes with the body stem holes and tap the seat into the body with a soft mallet. It's important to make sure that the seat goes evenly into the body all around to prevent binding or scoring the seat. Before you install the disc and stem, use a drift pin to bring the seat and body stem holes into alignment. Equal amounts of seat rubber should now extend outside the flange faces on each side of the body. Next, apply a light film of lubricant to the seat flats and around the inside sealing surface of the seat. Align the broached upper stem hole in the disc with the upper stem hole in the body and carefully push the disc into the seat, gently twisting it back and forth to avoid damage to rubber around the seat stem holes. Visually align the stem holes in the disc and body as you center the disc. Now apply a liberal coat of lubricant to the lower stem and visually align the spring pin hole in the stem with the mating spring pin hole in the body and insert the stem through the body and into the disc. Rotate the stem as required to get the pinhole alignment exact. Now insert the spring pin through the stem and body. Next, lubricate this top O-ring seal and place it in the counterbore in the top of the valve body. This seal prevents moisture and humidity from entering the stem assembly and corroding and ultimately freezing the stem to the valve body. To install the upper stem, first apply a liberal coating of lubricant. And make sure these two grease grooves are also full of lubricant. Then insert the stem into the upper stem hole of the body, pushing it through until contact is made with the disc. Now turn the stem until the spring pin hole in the stem is perpendicular or at a right angle to the face of the disc. At this point, you should be able to feel the square end of the stem entering the squared broach in the disc. Now push the stem into the disc until the attachment screws are through the clearance holes in the valve top and the handle assembly is down flush against the top of the valve. Replace the nuts and the valve will be ready to go back into service. The larger NF valves are disassembled exactly the same way as the NE valves. Open the valve, remove the operator along with the upper stem, pull out the lower stem, and push the disc and seat out of the body. The only differences are the addition of these O-rings on both stems and bronze stem bushings to reduce journal load friction. This lower stem bushing installs here in the lower stem hole of the disc. The two bushings are installed in the upper stem hole of the body with this spacer between them. This snap ring retainer is installed in a groove in the stem just above the spacer. The upper stem O-ring is installed just below this machined shoulder on the stem. The lower stem O-ring fits below this shoulder on the lower stem. In most oil field applications, the butterfly valve will use a gear operator. To install the gear operator, place the valve in the closed position and remove the upper stem. Then take the cover off the gear housing case by removing the 4 attaching screws. Now, remove the segment gear. Next, insert the valve stem into the bore of the segment gear, visually align the pin holes in the gear and stem, and tap in the solid pin. Now set the gear operator case on top of the valve, making sure the shaft of the operator handle is parallel with the valve body faces. Secure the operator case to the top of the valve with screws and lock washers. You will notice here on the top of the segment gear a disc position indicator. With this indicator parallel to the plane of the closed disc and with the teeth of the segment gear pointing toward the worm gear, insert the stem down through the case and into the disc. Lower the stem and gear assembly until the segment gear engages the worm gear and rests on the bottom of the case. Then replace the cover. Now slide the crank onto the input shaft and insert the spring pin. Then adjust the closed stop screw in the back of the gear case until it makes contact with the segment gear. Open the valve 90 degrees and adjust the open stop screw until it just touches the segment gear. Operate the valve several times to make sure it's functioning properly. Also make sure the operator turns clockwise to close and counterclockwise to open. The valve is now ready to go back online. It is important to remember that during the assembly of this or any valve, all component parts should be completely free of any chips or shavings or other particles that could interfere with the operation. If you should have any problems, you can always refer back to this videotape presentation or to the Demco Butterfly Valve Catalog, which contains complete descriptions of the various valve series plus assembly and disassembly procedures.